channel. Thanks for watching. I wanted to make a video about Airbnb pricing. So I'm going to walk you guys through the pricing module on Airbnb and just show you how I've set it up and let you know the options that you can select there. So before we get into it, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and leave any comments with any questions. Here on the pricing page, you have a few different options to fill in here, and make sure you fill this out when you're setting up your listing to make sure you get the right price. So I've had a lot of feedback on pricing for some of the other videos I've done, people asking how do you set a price, do you use the Airbnb recommended pricing. I do not use their pricing because it's really low. So for example, I have this home set minimum $100, maximum $325. They're recommending that I use 63. So that's just too low. In my opinion, it's way too low. It's a 3-bedroom house, 3 bathrooms, all the amenities. There's no way I'm giving it away for 63 bucks unless you're family or something. So I would suggest using your pricing. You want to make sure it's not too high. I suggest looking at comparable homes in the area around your home to see what they're charging. And my strategy has always been to look at the other homes in the area and be just under them. So you have that competitive advantage, but you're not too low. There's always going to be some people that go with the recommended pricing. So I just kind of ignore those, but the homes that are priced reasonably, I just go right under that. So right now I have it set from 100 to 325. And that is kind of what we've done for now. This is kind of cool. It shows how many nights you've booked, and based on discounts it shows what was actually paid for those nights. So I do have some discounts going now because of Corona I've had a few cancellations. People couldn't travel, especially from the UK. So I've had some cancellations, so I put some discounts out, and I'll show you that in a minute, so that I got more bookings and was able to fill those time slots where I had cancellations. Alright, so if we go to discounts, you're able to set a weekly discount. So say I'm charging $100 a night, but if they book a week or more, they get a 20% discount. So, and it tells you here, your average price with a 20% discount is $560 per week. So make sure that this fits within what you want to make with these discounts. And things to consider when you're looking at price and these discounts especially. Make sure that you take into consideration things like your bills. So like for example with our house, we pay the internet and cable, the electric bill, which in Jamaica can fluctuate quite a bit. So that's always something that I keep in mind. Sometimes the bill can be quite high. So you want to keep that in mind and make sure you're going to make money off renting the house, that you're not going to be losing. So make sure that you keep all those things in mind. Of course, the mortgage and any maintenance fees. If you have a yard that you have to keep up, any of those fees you want to keep in mind. Right, so that's the weekly discount. I have a 20%. For the monthly, I have a 30% discount. It says average price with the 30% discount is $2,100.28. So they have a tip here for 45%, but I go with the 30. That's kind of where I'm comfortable. So one thing to let you guys know here, a month is considered 28 days or longer. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, for example, July 1st through July 31st. Any 28-day stay or longer is considered a month. So if someone books 28 days or more, then this monthly discount will apply. So just something to keep in mind. Alright, so the fees. This is super important. So make sure that you have a cleaning fee, whatever the cleaning fee is that you want to charge here. Make sure it covers for the place to be properly cleaned, and anything else. There is a place here to add extra guest fees. I don't have any, but if for some reason you have a fee that you want to put there, make sure that you add that in. I personally don't like to add in a lot of fees because as a consumer, I really hate it when I see something is $10 and then you have 3 different fees that they add in and it ends up being $15. Like, that's really annoying as a consumer. So I try not to add a lot of fees. That's just my personal preference. So the only one I've added is the cleaning fee, which is very standard on Airbnb. The listings always have the cleaning fee. And that's something that's hard to roll in to a nightly fee. Which I considered in the beginning, but say someone stays for 5 days, the fee would have to be much higher, and if they stayed a month, then they might overpay. So it's easier just to have the fee as a separate line item. Alright, so you can also set trip lengths. So the minimum stay I have is 3 nights. Maximum stay is pretty much forever, 1,000 nights. So I think that was the maximum I could put. So we're open to long-term stays. So if someone wants to book for, say, 6 months, and those dates are available on our calendar, they would be able to do that. You can also set custom trip lengths if you would like to do that. And then calendar availability. This is really important, guys. So the advance notice. This is saying if you want to book my place, I need at least 2 days notice. You can edit this. I'll show you here. So you could say same day, at least 1 day notice, 3 days notice, 7 days notice. I've picked 2 days because I feel like that's more flexibility for the traveler, and at the same time it gives me enough leeway to make sure that the place is clean, to make sure that there's no issues. So I suggest something like 1 or 2 days. Same day is pretty quick unless you are there on site managing it yourself. That's sometimes hard to do. So I found that for us in our situation, 2 days works. But if you get into your property and renting it on Airbnb and you find that you can do it quicker, then that's great. That gives more flexibility to the traveler, and you could get more bookings with that. So preparation time, I block 1 night before and after each reservation. So for example, I have a guest that's leaving on July 8th. Then I can have that night and the next day to prepare, and then the next guest could come on the 10th. So I have that 1 day in between to get it cleaned and turn around, and especially with COVID, it's nice to have 1 day in between to let the house air out, because I think that makes people a little more comfortable. Alright, so availability window, I say all future dates. You can edit this to 12 months in advance, 9 months in advance. If you only want people to be able to book your home 12 months in advance, then go ahead and make this selection. Because if someone's planning a trip for a year from now, they would be able to book. However, if you say you only want bookings 6 months in advance, then you're only going to get bookings up until that point. So that's important also to keep in mind. If there are any restricted check-in days, that's important. So for example, if you don't want people checking in on a Sunday, you can check that here. I leave this blank because people travel on any day of the week, and I feel like I will get more bookings if I leave this open. So that's my suggestion, unless you have a really good reason why you don't want somebody checking in on a certain day. So those are all the pricing and availability options. Like I said, this is just my recommendation on my experience with our home in Jamaica. So I think it's really important to set this criteria, and then as you get more used to managing the home, figure out what works best for you, because depending on your situation, you could be using totally different settings than I am. but I hope this at least explained them to you and how to change them and where to find that information. So if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.